Welcome to Art Talks here at the Art Base. My name is Amiee Beazley. I am a journalist and a member of the Art Base board. And today we are here with two incredible artists from the Valley discussing the Claudette Carter ARTMentorship, which is a program of the Art Base, an annual program. After a rigorous application process, we accept 4 artists into this months-long project to create new work and have a gallery show here at the Art Base. This year, our gallery show is running from April 23rd to May 21st, and the gallery is open from 10 to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Friday. So if you have a chance, please come down and take a look at the incredible work these students have made. Today, we're here talking with 2 of our fantastic residents, and that is Erin Rigney. She is a Carbondale artist, a painter, and graphic designer. And her mentee, which is Stella Firmin, a junior at Basalt High School. And today we're going to be talking about Stella's work, which you can see right behind this pair. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So tell me about, Stella, tell me how you came to know about this art internship and what drew you to being a part of it.
Well, at my school, Basalt, my teacher, Miss Sunny, my art teacher, she really wanted me to do it. And she gave me the papers and she said, well, sign them and then give them back to me. And she kind of made me, but I was still like really excited to do it because it seemed like a really good opportunity and something that I could like explore.
Did you produce art on your own outside of school? Is this something that you've always been interested in? Yeah. And have you always been a painter or mixed media?
I used to do a lot of sketches, and then I got way more into painting like this year and last year.
That's great. And Erin, how did you come to the program?
I actually came to it, I saw the email from the Art Base, and Daniel Carreno, who's one of the other artists involved, I thought of him originally. I actually didn't know Stella at the time, and I thought of him and I contacted his parents and reached out to them because I know that, you know, he plays soccer with my son, but the art teacher has told me how talented he is, and so then I just tried to help navigate that for their family and spoke with Sky, and then Sky and Abby had followed up afterwards and had asked, you know, that they mentioned, without telling me who you were, they had mentioned that they had somebody that was interested in kind of mixed media and multi-facets of art, and that, you know, kind of asked me to be part of it. So.
That's great. So can you tell me, were you able to meet in person at all, or was it mainly through communication on the phone or Zoom, or what was the first meeting like, Stella?
We did have a meeting, and then it was mostly over the phone, and when I went to her place, her little art studio is so cute, and she just had like everything that you could dream about, and it was so cool. I just loved like seeing everything that, like I would ask her about something and she would be like, oh yeah, I have that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, oh, you want to do this?
Yeah.
Was this your first time working with an artist, a professional artist?
Well, my mom is an artist as well, but yes.
It's always different working with someone that's not your
Yes,
parent.
yeah.
That's great. So the concept of what you wanted to produce during this art internship, did you have something in mind when you went to that first meeting?
Yeah, I had a lot of things in mind actually. At first I wanted to do like this freedom collage, just about everything that like freedom means to me. And I also wanted to do something about my dreams, because I have super vivid dreams that make me like question reality a lot. And I wanted to do a painting about that as well. And then they just kind of formed together to make this one.
That's great. Let's talk about this piece. It's incredible. Can you walk me through kind of the concept to completion?
Well, this one actually comes first, where that little ball of light is me, and I'm like on my journey to becoming a better, more evolved person, because I've struggled with a lot of things over my life, and I kind of wanted to make a painting that resembled that. So that's like me going into the forest where this tiger is, and that tiger is like a representation of something that I want to grow to be. And I actually named the tiger after my brother Cameron, who is like one of my biggest role models, because he also went through a lot of really hard things, and he's just this amazing person who's just so kind, and I like hope that I can be like him one day.
That's great. So the inspiration behind the imagery here on the right-hand side, for me, when I look at it, it reminds me of the maroon bells, just in terms of the Alpine Lake. And was your surroundings here in the Roaring Fork Valley part of the inspiration for that?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Definitely the pine trees and the mountains, but I also watch a lot of Bob Ross, so that kind of came into play as well.
Happy trees.
Yeah.
And the colors are so bright, and you know, I love what you were saying in terms about the journey, but the setting itself it feels very hopeful and almost magical in some ways, almost like a fairy tale setting.
Yeah.
So as we move to the piece on the left, I think, you know, what strikes the viewer from my point of view is the relief of these moths or butterflies. I'm not sure what your intention was there, but can you speak a little bit about some of the more magical elements of that piece?
So at first I kind of wanted to do like, you know, a lion with wings, like some mystical creature to represent freedom. And then I kind of started thinking, I was like, why don't I make my own creature? And I chose to do a white tiger because I just think that they're so pretty. And I wanted to give it wings, and those actually turned into butterflies, which is funny because my mom suggested that I should do butterflies as the wings. And I was like, maybe. And then I thought about it more, and you know, butterflies go through a transformation as well, which kind of really linked into my whole idea about my paintings. And so then I decided to do them. And you know, I think the horns are just for decoration because I thought they were really cool to put on.
Beautiful.
They're great. I mean, it's a great contrast to the green behind it, and the vibrancy of it all, I think, is so energetic.
So tell me a little bit about your process, Stella, in terms of when you paint, what the atmosphere is like. Do you paint in a room? Do you paint in your bedroom? What does it feel like to you when you're in the process?
So I paint in my living room, and usually I have to want to paint, and I have to like get up and, you know, prepare, and I just feel really at peace when I'm doing it. And sometimes I mess up a bunch, but I just like keep kind of making new ways to understand what I'm really doing. And like I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and I just like want to persevere. And it really makes me happy to like be able to do this and to be able to like create such complex things. So I think that's really cool.
That's great. And Erin, as an artist yourself, I mean, this sounds so familiar, right? This is the artist's journey, right? It is so painful when you're creating, and then when you're happy with something, it feels so joyful. What do you see in Stella in terms of, you know, that artist's journey, and what kind of advice would you give to her or to other artists that are her age feeling the same thing?
Well, I think you're already so far ahead of where I was at your age. So I think, you know, what you're capable of doing when you focus and go inward, it produces unbelievable results. So I think that's the key, right? Sometimes we don't always feel like painting, and there's many a day I'm that same way. But it's showing up every day and doing the work. And sometimes there's a lot of junk work before we get to the things that really sing. And I just remember you sending me pictures of the rocks one day when you were starting to do the rocks, and Stella had reached out and she was just like, what do you think of these rocks? And she was doing test rocks on paper, and I just love the way that you approached that, right? And you were struggling with it being real big rocks, and then you know, you're like, I'm gonna watch some more videos, and then I'd love to see the next phase of the bushes kind of hiding more of the rocks, so it didn't feel like these huge slabs so much. And it really, I feel like, integrated the tiger more into it. So I feel like your attention to like detail and realism on things and perspective is like truly talented. And I hope that you continue with that, and then also to continue to dig deeper into that dream world, because I think that's really fascinating. And I had gotten Stella Weaver Cohen's book and spoke with Weaver, and she said once you get into the book, she's happy to sit down and talk with you. So because I think that, like that, as you described your dream world to me, that just seems like endless creative potential. And I hope that you keep going forward, because wouldn't it be amazing to take some of those dreams and do them in this realistic, like almost hyper-realistic fashion? Yeah. I think it'd be awesome. So I hope you continue with it with school and pursue it in college, and it's always that challenge of balancing doing it for the joy and the restorative process that it brings you, and then feeling the pressure of needing to create. So it's it'll be an ebb and flow in your life, but I hope that you always keep it as part of your life.
Yeah, definitely.
So Stella, you're a junior, yeah? Okay, so you have another year of high school, but is this something that you want to pursue, or have you not gotten to that point too?
Oh no, it's definitely the thing.
Yeah, so maybe art school in your future, or
Yeah.
just an independent artist, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And will you stay in this medium, or are there other mediums that you'd like to explore?
Oh, I want to do all mediums, really. I'm really interested in pretty much everything.
Great. So last question for you both. I want to know kind of what you've taken away from this process. 4 months ago, there was no work that was created, and you've come to this really beautiful point. Like I said, like almost a fairy tale point. What have you taken away from this process?
That you can't judge anything till it's finished, really. That was a really big thing for me. Also that anything is considered art in your eyes, and that growth is really non-linear, and that I have like a great person to help me whenever I'm lost. And I really just got a lot out of this mentorship, and I feel like I've really grown as a person and as an artist, and can do a lot more complicated things when I'm older.
That's fantastic. And how about you, Erin?
I think when we initially started into it, I was really hoping to have more time together, and obviously COVID makes all of that hard. So it made me sad for that opportunity not to because I remember reading Stella's application, and that she really wanted to move into new mediums, and so I was hoping to be able to share more of that. But I think what she ended up with was amazing, and I think we both learned along the way that communication is key, right? Communication is key. Seeing endless inspiration is always helpful to percolate on new ideas, and also what does success look like, and sometimes we redefine it along the way, and there's no shame in that process, right? Like, let's be really successful and narrow it in, and we're living in a crazy time in our world, and let's see how we can succeed.
Yeah, well, it's something beautiful to come out of it. So thank you guys both so much for being here, and really appreciate you being a part of this internship for this cycle, and you should both be really proud of what's been produced. Congratulations, Stella.
Thank you.
Congratulations.